Welcome everyone. Still a lot of people coming in. Apologize for being 1 minute late here. I actually just ran in from another meeting, so I couldn't find my laptop. So guys, welcome Friday afternoon, 2 o'clock, weekly liquid hangout. We have changed the format a little bit again in order to focus more on current questions and situations. And today I am going to do a fairly short session because we have a transaction that's happening with the court that I have to follow up on before 2:30, but affects us all. Before we start, I would like to clarify something that came up in the last few days. That is that because of I was illustrating the challenges with the transactions of tokens from the Pernum wallet over to Dragon, and as I said, we were waiting on some overloaded tech on their side and vice versa, and some people misunderstood this as the withdrawals being delayed on their side, and that is absolutely not the case. So just want to make sure that in terms of withdrawal delays, that is not their fault. So on that note, the token transfers are now moving automatically. We have agreed on a file format that goes back and forth. So the free transfers over to Dragon are now going to start being executed once every day. I think we are at the end of these problems, which is very nice. Also on the token note, good news. As I told you last week, I announced the winners of the photo competition and also the extra bonus allocations for those who participated but didn't really get a stock exchange view. And these gold tokens have been allocated as well to you guys, so congratulations. On other practical matters, cash withdrawals have started to run from the old withdrawal queue as well. New ones, as you know, are executed in real time in the Dragon platform and is running very, very well. Now, some interesting stuff. This week, I am expecting the final news or the final approval from the court. Remember, I told you that we were waiting for a court approval so we can continue with the unicorn reverse takeover. Excuse me. We were told last week when we spoke to them that it would finish in 6 to 10 days. We are on day 8 or 9 right now. So I really hopeful that this is going to finish before the mid of next week. And that means that we can start moving on all those bits, meaning that we can continue and finish the unicorn reverse takeover. Also means something else. That is that we can also continue to implement the YEM-based point of sales. Remember, we were talking about this in June already. Our strategy is obviously to make sure that YEM works as a day-to-day currency. That is the whole ethos of the coin, and the point of sales system is very important to us as part of that. Now that comes with the deal, the company we're buying in the listing. So because of that, that has been pending, but now I think that we can start moving ahead on that. And that, in my opinion, one of the biggest movements for YEM and our group in general as well. Remember, our staking products become more profitable and more useful as well as the usability of YEM increases. So they're all interlinked. So waiting for that decision, going to have a workshop on Tuesday about the point of sales project with the other parties. I hope that we can present a more precise time plan on that. Also, this week, we finished and presented our 3 staking products. Monday, we talked about power staking, you know, the one you started out in the Empower campaign. Tuesday, I was talking about the self-staking, where you can either finance acquisitions of something like a property, for instance, Or you can stake the liquidity of a listed asset, or thirdly, you can use this to support a charity or a club or a cause. We already have a few real estate acquisitions being funded this way, which is very cool. So that's something that is also very exciting. So we did one separate short video on each one, acting as an instruction how to use, also for external people who are not in the club. And they are all available on tv.dragonglobalfinance.com, tv.dragonglobalfinance.com. So it's like TV, it only pays. So check that out if you haven't seen them. And finally, we did a competition last week where members could post their projects for a free listing to be voted on. And we did this using Facebook. We actually prefer WhatsApp as our main communication channel. But why we use this is that we want to reach an external market to bring that into the trading on World Equity Expo, because that brings liquidity to Liquid and YAM. And that is why we're using external media like that. Otherwise, WhatsApp is our preferred choice, of course. However, what happened was I put in the rules that you have to post a comment in the field with your project. Now, Facebook, very helpfully, and unfortunately, I only found out a couple of days ago when I wondered why we had so few participants, have apparently blocked that thing because it is non-paid public promotion. So self-promotion, as they call it. So obviously it is because we haven't paid them for advertising there. We are paying them for other advertising. So we need to find another way to publish that. I was going to republish this on WhatsApp anyhow. But the thing is that I actually feel that we need to generate that external liquidity. So I've asked one of our social media specialists to look at how do we actually agree with Facebook to pay for this, because this is a very, very important part of our campaign. So because of that, we're not going to prepare for the voting today. We're going to give this another week, and we're going to work this through and see how to solve it from a technical standpoint. So bad thing is that it's not happening today. However, the good thing is that it's it's generating traffic, because otherwise Facebook wouldn't have reacted to us, and it gives us another week to actually handle this and prep and get more projects out there. So because of that, I think that this is a well, it's a bad thing that you can't comment, but it's a good thing. It gives us more time to turn this around. So those are my sort of practical updates for today. Now I'm going to go through some of the questions here. As always, you guys have very good questions here. Heiner, long staking, why do you place YAM at $6.1 though the official price is $9? That is a very good question. And we are pulling the price from the exchange. So because of that, I'm very surprised that that is wrong. I will find out and address that. And so let's see one more here. So in terms of what is going on with LAM and the moving out here, I had a call with Dan and Kate this morning, and we are actually talking again in 4 hours time at 6 o'clock Central European time. So what we will be doing then is that we will agree exactly how that is going to happen and move out. So we will be communicating that shortly. We've been promising that for a while, but it is happening. Let's see here what more we have. Okay, I am looking at some of the questions here. The balance, what about the balance pay up? Very good question. This is actually exactly what I was talking to you about when it comes to the point of sales software. That is exactly the one. So this is what we can now continue with very shortly. So let's see here. Will there be an option to transfer cash from Pernum to Dragon Global? Yes, there will. I believe it is being tested right now. So I would think in the next few days it will be working. Also, I see that many of your questions, guys, is about the delays in the token transfers from Pernum to Liquid. As I said, I believe that has been, again, because we thought it was fixed, again, it has been fixed now, so it will move faster. The fastest way to execute that is to go into Dragon, request a transfer with your Pernum ID. That is the absolutely quickest way to do this. Now, another very interesting question came up here. Is it possible to create a swap within Dragon between crypto and dollars to facilitate staking? Yes, there is. Right now, we do that between a couple of pairs, but just in the next couple of days, we will actually launch that. I will explain why we haven't, because we already have the exchange functionality in there. But because we have a delay between funds moving internally in our bank, we run a very high currency risk on that, because as you know, crypto moves fast. Now, we could hedge for that problem by adding a high transaction fee on that. But we don't want to do that because that feels unfair to you guys. So we have been trying to find a way to reduce the time on that. Excuse me, I got a bit of a sore throat, not Corona. So, and that is the key here. So we're trying to reduce the exchange time of funds moving around. As we do that, then we can give you a fair exchange price as well. So this is what we're trying to do. Also, looking through these questions, one thing I wanted to update you guys on. Remember, I promised you a new allocation round of P2000. That is happening next Wednesday as well. So then people have time. And if we have more delays in the token transfers, I will push that out. So don't worry, we will keep an eye on this as well. So let's see here. Looking through here's a very good question. We don't have the Rainmaker campaigns integrated in Dragon Global's site. What is the reason? Great question, Andrew. So we do actually, yes and no, because the last Rainmaker campaign, the Empower one, is integrated in the site. So those of you who have packages there, have them in our site. For the first two, the exploding shares, we left them in the Pernum wallet because that was very advanced programming, and all it really does is it gives you more shares. So because we now have a working way of transferring them out, we thought that that is most stable to just leave in there, not to create too much unique programming for that. So I believe that our platforms together handle all the Rainmaker campaigns right now. So another question here coming back from Jorge, especially, yes, you're right. Next week, we will be pushing World Equity Expo. And I think I told you guys that we have been looking at putting a floor under some of the prices and restarting the market. This is still the plan. So we're just waiting for to finish the things on our end on the Dragon side, and then we can do that. Another question, how can you get our liquid back from LAM so we can trade in World Equity Expo? Well, that is actually something that is happening. And this, I need to ask the Pernum people about that. I think you can always do that. I think you can always do that, but I will find out because that would be a part of the newsletter as well. Oh, thank you, Magdi. She wrote, hope you never get COVID. Be well all the time. Thank you so much. I actually had COVID, but I was one of the lucky ones. So it was okay. I hope you guys are all safe as well. Here's another great question. When will Liquid, if ever, be listed on CoinMarketCap? That's a great question. I want to list Liquid on CoinMarketCap. The problem is that it's very expensive and time consuming to do that. So it is on our roadmap further down the line. I think it would be a huge benefit if we could do that. We haven't gone in there, but I completely agree that would be a very important thing to do as well. Going for more questions here. Oh, one more thing, guys. Some of you are posting questions about packages and specific transfers. I'm aware that our Zendesk has not been responding fast enough lately. I had a long conversation to Henrik, who's my back office manager, last night. We are trying to recruit some more help to cover that. And quite frankly, we are a little bit overwhelmed there. We are trying to just focus on fixing the transfers, etc., because that is 90% of the issues there. But it will improve. I am aware of us being ridiculously slow there. I apologize for that. So we are very slow there. And that was not my objective with setting this up. It was actually the quite the opposite, that we actually wanted to make sure it went smoothly. The plan is to integrate it inside the Dragon platform as well, because then we will see your account, your information, and so on. So we're working on that. Let's see here. So going for more questions here. I have some things that will actually be. Let's see here. I'm just reading through all the questions. Okay, so we have some questions relating to the 3 staking products, which are very good. Joao, thank you for those. I would like to answer those by actually expanding with a better FAQ on these. I will look into possibly doing a live session like this when you guys can ask questions on them, product by product, or as an alternative, do an FAQ, because then we can also translate this. So I will get back on that to you. And I believe that the staking products are really amazing in the sense that they're simple. Well, 2 of them are simple. Self-staking is a little bit complicated, but the combination of these is so powerful, because it means you can actually liquidate your assets. You can combine a weekly cash flow. You can buy something that you need to finance, and thirdly, you can have a long-term exit plan, which is super simple. I think at this stage, obviously, these are extremely strong, and as the use case for YAM and Liquid increases, the staking products will perform better. So right now, they are actually performing at, say, the low point on what they should be doing. But that is still very nice numbers. So I think that we're definitely getting there. And like I always say, thank you, Magdi. Thank you. She wrote, we're going forward, and thanks for that. We are going forward. It's hard work. It's tough to build all these technical platforms into one. So and sometimes it's frustrating. I feel frustrated because every day, obviously, I don't want to promise you guys things that we can't deliver on. But now I think we are through the toughest period, and my team is amazing. I mean, the team is working so hard, and we're getting so much support from you guys as well. So we're getting there, guys. It's only been, what, 9 months since we started working together, and it's only been 6 months since we really started pushing this hard. So big things take time. So we'll get there for sure. Also, one last question here. Let's see here, is that we were supposed to have a new Liquid platform. What has happened to that? Absolutely right. We have a prototype sitting. prototype. It's actually a beta version that is 95% ready to launch. We just can't launch it now until we fix the basic in and out and everything. We need that to work smoothly, because if we release that now, what we will be doing is that we are going to increase the number of support cases and issues right now. I think for now we need to just finish what we have. Then we come up with a new liquid platform. That being said, I'm super excited about that, because that's so important from our strategic perspective. That is what's really, really going to drive the value for the roof. More importantly, bring the liquidity to World Equity Expo. Super, super important. So guys, last question here. Is it possible to include mobile money transfers for those from East Africa? Yes, I have been looking at it. I think it was actually after you wrote me on one of these sessions, and I'm looking into doing that. You see, our partners in London and Ireland, who we work with, where we have our license under MTSB, they're specialists in money remittance in Africa. So I went out to them and asked them, how can I get the mobile money set up? So we are working on that. I can't say how soon, but we have 3 things that are very important for us. 1, restore PayPal. Number 2, mobile money transfers. And also actually looking into cash management also. Can we do cash, real cash transfers, working with remittance partners in selected countries. This is where we think we want to also talk to selected leaders who could work with us in different regions, because the problem with that kind of management is that handling these transactions locally, everything is a little bit different. So it's very hard to set up a streamlined process. But this is on the top of the priority list. So that is correct. So we will get there. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. I have the call here in a couple of minutes. Thank you for being here. We will, next week, we will do a couple of specialized webinars once we figured out the plan, depending on how it goes with tech today and the news going out. Other than that, have a great weekend, guys. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for all your support. Have a good one. Take care. God bless.